Hey, what's up?
How you doing?
Glad to be here.
I'm very, very excited to chat. I've been, seeing some of the unboxing and people playing with the product, and it looks like something I want to hold in my hand. So excited to kind of dig into some of the thinking behind it. I guess maybe my first question is just why do you
Well,
guys
hold on. Just Markus is a co-founder and CEO of Freedom Factory and ETHOS. You guys have just launched the DGen 1, the first on-chain everyday carry phone. I think maybe you're not actually calling it a phone, a mobile operating system for crypto. The
Mhm.
timeline was in an uproar around some of these unboxings. People saying, "What the hell is this? This is the ugliest thing I've ever seen." Others being like, "Yo,
I didn't
this
have
is."
that reaction. I thought it looked cool.
I also didn't have that reaction, but I understand. I think you're calling something an Ethereum phone. You're stepping into the timeline with some aggressiveness, which I love. But I think you guys are like a 3-person team. You've shipped hardware, you've built software. It's a unique device. Very, very impressive, regardless of whether you like the aesthetics or not. So over to you, Josh. I just want to make sure that people had context.
Yeah, good context.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really just curious where the insight came from, or why you think there needed to be an Ethereum phone or Ethereum hardware device and native operating system.
100%. Yeah. So here's basically the rundown. 4 years ago, me and my buddies from high school were building a crypto mobile app for Android. And we noticed at the time how bad the experience was for us, the developers. So you'd have to write like pages and pages of code for it to work very badly for users. Like there wouldn't be like, oh, you have to write so much code, but then it works well. No, it just worked badly. So you're like, okay, why is that? And the reason why was because mobile OS is like Android and iOS don't see Ethereum as important enough to put it on the OS layer. And so we were thinking like, you know what? Let's just start making an OS for funsies. And so
As you
the
do.
way, yeah, it started out as a weekend project actually, but then anyway, we started out as
Let's build
just
an
like
operating system this weekend.
yeah, it was fun. And we were like, okay, let's first start out just by having people be able to install it over a website. So we created like this web installer where people would buy their own pixels, and then they would go to our website and they could plug in their Pixel devices, click install, and it would just install ETHOS, the first version on it. And the first version was very rudimentary. It was just like light client and a simple OS level wallet. And so for us, that was like the first step. And then we realized, okay, people don't want to go to some like shop and buy a Pixel and then do all this stuff. They just want to click buy and get it directly from us. And so we did our first like just sale of devices where we bought some Pixels, and then we allowed people to mint NFTs and then redeem them for ETHOS devices. At the time, it was a Nouns corporation with ETHOS, and we got a grant from them.
Yeah.
And we did that. And what we realized basically in January of 2024 was that people don't want to give up their iPhones yet for crypto phones. We just know that, okay, be it our device or the Solana phone, people got it and then immediately put it aside again to use their regular devices. And we're thinking, okay, fuck, what do we do? And so we thought, how about we don't make a phone, but just an everyday carry, EDC, that you carry with yourself, in your backpack, pocket, or purse. And anytime you want to do something with crypto, like this is the best experience. And that's when we got started working on the DGen 1. And in October of last year, so exactly 1 year ago, we started our pre-sale of devices because hardware is very capital intensive. We were just like, let's do a pre-sale. People bought 6,000 of them, and we were able to fund our, the research and development, and they're shipping out to people right now.
Crazy.
Interesting. So 1 year, how much did 6,000 phones net you from a funding perspective?
So $3 million basically.
Okay. Are you going to make money on this round, or is this like, is that all gone back into the product?
We are making money, not much because we did put a lot into the R&D, But at the end of the day, we are coming out with a profit, which we are
That's
going to
impressive.
use. I
That's
appreciate
impressive.
it. Thank you.
Yeah.
We're
I
going to
think that's the whole
use
thing. A 3-person team and crowdfunded or pre-sale funded is, and in hardware is, Jesus, I would not be stepping into that myself. So kudos to you for that.
I mean, can you maybe comment on the hardware product development process? Because that just sounds like such a notoriously hard like black box in my mind that I wouldn't even consider venturing down. So I'm curious about that process.
100%. So yeah, number one thing though is we do have 2 angel investors, so we're not fully crowdfunded.
Okay.
We have Balaji and Vitalicus are angels, and regarding
Goated angels.
thanks. And regarding hardware, it's like with any like super hard, unimaginable problem, a very cool thing you can do is just to break it down into small steps. So for us, the first step was just making an OS run on any hardware, like not any hardware, but like a specific chipset that we were targeting. And then it was like, okay, can we make a mold of an aluminum case and put that chipset in there, and how's the antenna going to be like? And it's basically like these steps you have like to make a hardware device, and one by one you just come closer to like the final production device. And it did take some time, and there were delays, but thankfully we managed to get to mass production.
I'm curious, what are the skeptics getting wrong about the project?
That's a good one. That's a good one. The skeptics, I don't listen that much to them, but I feel like a lot of skeptics are like, oh, this is just basically the Solana phone, but for Ethereum, where it's actually funny. We started before the Solana phone. When they announced the first device, we already had the first OS version published, but at the time it was super rudimentary. But I guess the skeptics right now, people see it as a phone, and this is what we want to change. We want to here's some alpha for you. We want to change our Twitter handle to something else, even though we've had it for 4 years now, because people think it's a phone. And we don't want them to think it's a phone. We think this is the best hardware wallet that you can have. And, it's like really technologically a cool thing because it's fully account abstracted. It uses EOA emulation, so you can use any dApp. And it's really a delight to use. We ship it with a recovery card. So you can basically recover your funds on chain if you ever lose your degen. So yeah.
Yeah, it feels like putting it in sort of the same bucket as like a far cooler, more feature-rich Ledger. What do they call that? Ledger Flex, I think it's
Yeah.
give me a screen and give me a hardware wallet.
Yeah.
But then you're like, okay, this is actually more like a Kindle, and I want to do a lot more. I want the iPad, not the Kindle, from a hardware wallet.
You guys get it? Are you seeing kind of like the daily usage or metrics you wanted to see that kind of gives you confidence to go after a V2 of this thing?
Well, so first we there's only like 2,000 that were shipped until now. So we're still in the process of shipping all those devices. But from a user's perspective, we don't gather any analytics that would give us an impression, but we do get like a lot of customer service requests. So we do know that people are trying it out. And yeah. And,
That's good.
But like regarding version 2, for us, like our main North Star goal is to have a device that is fully open source, not only software, but also hardware. This doesn't exist today. And if we can make this happen, I think that would be not only extremely worthy for Ethereum, but also the entire world. And regarding this North Star goal, we're still pretty far ahead for this one. So right now, what we are focusing on is not a version 2 of a hardware, but more software improvements. We think like another thing that we think with this device is that we think crypto should own the whole stack. So we have the hardware layer, we can do whatever we want. And one of those things is definitely like a full experience top to bottom of owning crypto, but also being able to use it in real life, like spending it.
Yeah, interesting. I think it's a very interesting category to go after. I think there's been a lot of disappointment in the hardware wallet space for a number of reasons. I don't know if anybody loves any of those products if you've been around
Yeah.
for any amount of time. And I think the idea of unlocking a whole new set of like magical superpowers on top of that, I think is very interesting. I think the market, the timeline, folks will grok it far more as a hardware wallet with insane superpowers than they will as a phone. So I think that's very smart. Yeah, it puts it in a different category in my mind, and I could see how. Yeah, I mean, geez, the fact that I have to travel with all these hardware wallets and all these, it's just a pain in the ass, and dongles and all this sort of stuff. And it's because I won't just trust an EOA on my phone to do that. It's a whole other segment of job to be done as far as I'm concerned. So super interesting. Like, what is the next thing we're looking forward to? Obviously, you're going to see a Twitter name change. Can you tease us what the new brand is going to be called?
Oh, we're not sure yet ourselves, but I'll, yeah.
Okay.
Well,
And then when can somebody like Josh and I, who are like notorious early majority adopters of hardware devices, actually buy one?
oh my God, you can buy one now on shop.freedomfactory.io.
You gonna send it to me, or am I waiting for it?
Yeah, I can send it to you too.
Incredible. We love it. Markus, I mean, super impressive. V1s, V2, whatever you want to call this, always a big step. And people seem to like it, even if they don't quite grok it yet. So yeah, no small lift. I just love seeing people take big swings at stuff that I would never do in a million years because it's too hard. So kudos to you guys for that. And I guess I gotta buy one? I probably gotta buy one of these things, Josh.
I want one. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
you got two more coming in.
Awesome.
Markus, thanks for hanging out with us today. It's MHAAS_ETH on Twitter and 0x_freedom on Twitter, again, for Freedom Factory. Wish you all the best, man. I guess if we're gonna go buy these things, we're probably gonna have to do a review on stream here, Josh. So
perfect.
All right, we'll get you on for tech support if we need it.
There we go.
Perfect. Yeah.
We probably will.
All right, Markus, thanks for hanging out with us today, man.
All right. Thank you.
Peace, man.